Now we will discuss about earthing or grounding. You might have heard this word. Okay. What is the grounding and what is the importance of the grounding that we have to discuss. Now suppose I am having a metallic sphere which is having 10 coulomb charge. This is the ground, or you can say earth surface. When I connect this sphere to the ground with help of conducting wire, this is conducting wire. Then what happens? All this charge, entire charge of this body goes to the earth. This process of sharing the electric charge with the earth is known as grounding or earthing. So it is the process of sharing electric charge with the earth. So whenever the charge is transferring, momentarily the current will be developed. So when there is a process of grounding, there is momentary current. Momentary, so for fraction of second there will be current and then it will be stopped. Now what is the importance of this grounding? Okay. We know that in our household wiring there are three wires. Three wires in household or industrial wiring. One is known as live, another is known as neutral, and third one is known as earth. These two wires, live and neutral, carries current from the power station. This earth wire is connected with the outer body of the appliance. Suppose we consider our refrigerator. Okay, the third wire is connected with this part or outer body of this. Okay. And whenever there is some fault occurs, the charge may or current may pass through this outer body. If there is no earthing, electric shock will be there. Okay. Now if earthing is there, what happens? What is earthing? So this earth wire is connected to a metallic plate, and this metallic plate is, this is metal plate, is buried deep inside the earth. Okay, this is earth. So whenever there is some fault and current passes through this outer body, what happens? This charge will flow through this wire and it will go to the ground. Due to this outer body remains chargeless and we do not experience electric shock. So this is the importance of earthing. Now we will discuss regarding charging of the body. Charging means to supply charge to the body. Now there are different methods for charging of the body. We can classify them as: number one, charging by physical contact. And another is without physical contact. Physical contact means the two bodies should come in contact with each other. This physical contact, this method of charging by physical contact can also be further classified in two ways. One is friction, charging by friction, and charging by contact. And this is known as charging by induction. Now we will discuss these two methods first. Okay. Now charging by friction. So we have to rub two appropriate objects. So as for example, here I am having silk cloth and here I am having a glass rod. When glass rod is rubbed with silk cloth, the glass rod has tendency to lose the electron, while silk cloth has tendency to gain the electron. So this glass rod will lose the electron. That electron is gained by this silk cloth. So as the glass rod is losing the electron, it will become positively charged, and silk cloth is gaining the electron. That's why it becomes negatively charged. This is also possible for different pairs of objects. As for example, when plastic rod is rubbed with fur, plastic rod has tendency to gain the electron. So it will become negatively charged, and fur has tendency to lose the electron. So it will become positively charged. So whenever two appropriate objects are rubbed with each other, one will lose the electron, another will gain the electron. The object which is losing the electron, it will become positively charged, and the object which is gaining the electron, it will become negatively charged. So in this way, the two bodies will have exchange of electrons, and due to that, both of them will have opposite charges. Okay, so initially both were neutral. After the process, both becomes charged, but their charge is opposite. Now another. In this method, we should have two objects. Okay, out of two objects, one must have charge. As for example, here I am having one sphere. Suppose it is having 10 coulomb charge. I am having another sphere which is neutral. So one is having charge, another is not having charge. Then what happens? Whenever these two spheres are brought in contact, charge from sphere number 1 will transfer to the sphere number 2. So after some time, when we separate them, both the spheres will have charge. As initially it was having positive charge, now both the spheres will have positive charge. This is also having positive charge, this is also having the positive charge. So charge will be distributed. Now it is possible that charge will equally distribute or charge will not equally distribute. If the two spheres are identical, then the charge will be equally distributed. That means this will having plus 5 coulomb charge. This sphere 2 also have 5 coulomb charge. If they are not identical, then possibility is that one is having 6 coulomb charge, another is having 4 coulomb charge. Okay, so this is when one body is having charge and another is neutral. They are kept in contact, charge will transfer from one body to the other, and both the bodies will have charge of same polarity. When the two are kept in contact, now they are having same polarity. Now suppose both of them are having charge. One is having 10 coulomb charge and another is having 2 coulomb charge. Then what will happen? Total charge is 12 coulomb. Now this 12 coulomb charge will be distributed among these two spheres. Okay. Again, if they are identical, then total 12. 12 will be equally distributed, so it will have plus 6 coulomb charge and this will have plus 6 coulomb charge. Third, suppose this is having plus 10 coulomb charge, this one is having minus 2 coulomb charge. Then net will be 10 minus 2, that is 8 coulomb charge. This 8 coulomb charge, and it will be plus 10 minus 2, that will be plus 8. This plus 8 will be divided in two parts, that is plus 4 coulomb plus 4 coulomb. Okay. Now suppose third case, this is 10 coulomb plus 10 coulomb and minus 18 coulomb. The net will be 18 minus 10, that is minus 8 coulomb. Minus 8 coulomb will be distributed equally, so it will become minus 4 minus 4. So in this case, you can notice that after redistribution, both the spheres are having charge with same polarity. In first case, both the objects were having opposite polarity, while here both the objects are having same polarity. In this case, we have discussed the case in which both the objects are identical. What happens if both of them are not identical? Not identical means they are of having different dimension, they may have different material, then charge will not be equally distributed. In that case, what happens when the two non-identical objects are brought in contact? Suppose this is sphere 1, this is having plus 5 coulomb charge, this is larger sphere, suppose it is having plus 20 coulomb charge. When they are kept in contact and they are non-identical, charge will be distributed among them such that their potential becomes equal. Now what is potential and how we can find the charge after redistribution, that we have to discuss in chapter number 2. Okay, so potential of this one, V volt, potential should becomes equal. Once the potential becomes equal, then process of transferring of charge will stop. So this is charging of the object by physical contact. Next topic is charging without physical contact. It is also known as charging by induction. In that, charge is to be induced in the body. That means the two bodies should not keep in contact, but we are inducing the charge in one body. That's why it is known as process of charging by induction. Now we will discuss about second method of charging, that is charging by induction. From this topic, they can ask you the question, how can we induce opposite charge in two spheres? Okay. Now, see, here we have to take two spheres. These two spheres are placed on insulated stand. The two spheres are kept in contact with each other. Now, initially, both the spheres are electrically neutral. Now, what I am doing? I am bringing one positively charged rod near to the sphere. Keep in mind that we are not allowing this rod to touch the sphere. It is just kept close to sphere A. Now, what happens? These spheres, both the spheres are having electrons. Okay. So, what will happen? The electrons in the spheres, they will get attracted towards this positive rod. So the electrons which are having negative charge, or I can say that negative charge from the two spheres will get attracted and the negative charge will get accumulated near to the rod. So, in this region, there will be deficiency of electron. Deficiency of electron or deficiency of negative charge is considered as presence of positive charge. So, I can say that in this region there is deficiency of negative charge or there is presence of positive charge. So, keep in mind the two spheres are right now in contact. So, here positive rod is brought closer to sphere A, negative charge gets attracted towards the rod. So, all the negative charge, rather majority of the negative charge will accumulate near to the rod and at opposite end of sphere B there will be accumulation of positive charge. Now what I am doing? I am moving the two spheres away from each other. That means now they are not in contact. But still the rod is here. So as the positive rod is here, all the negative charge will remain close to this rod and this positive charge will be as far as possible all this positive charge is away from this positive rod. Now I am removing the rod also. So if when I remove the rod, the charges will get rearranged or redistributed in the two spheres. So the sphere A was having negative charge, so it will get redistributed uniformly throughout sphere A, and sphere B was having positive charge, so it will also get redistributed uniformly throughout the sphere B. So now my sphere A becomes negatively charged and sphere B becomes positively charged. So in this way we can charge two spheres with opposite polarity. This method is known as charging by induction. So once again I am repeating what we have. Initially I am having two spheres. Both the spheres are to be kept in contact. Both the spheres are kept on insulated stand and the spheres are in contact with each other. A positively rod is kept close to sphere A. So the negative charge from both the sphere will get attracted towards this positive rod. So near to the rod the negative charge will get accumulated and at away end of sphere B there will be accumulation of positive. Step number 2, we have to separate the two spheres. Okay. When the two spheres get separated and rod is still there, so once again or still we have force of attraction from this positive rod. So negative charge is at the end which is near to the rod and positive charge is at the end which is away from the rod. In third step we are removing the rod also. So once the rod is removed, charge will be uniformly distributed in both the spheres. In this way both the spheres will have opposite polarity. Okay. Now we will solve illustration number 1. Illustration number 1 question is, how can you charge a metal sphere positively without touching it? So we have a metal sphere which is initially neutral. It is kept on an insulated stand. Now I want to make this sphere positively charged. I don't have to touch it. Okay, so I have to use method of induction. As I want to charge it positively, I have to bring closer to it a rod which is negatively charged. Keep in mind, if I want to make the sphere positively charged, I have to use negatively charged rod. Okay, so when this negatively charged rod is brought near to the sphere, the electrons which are in this region, they will experience repulsive force. As they will experience repulsive force, they will move away as far as possible. Okay, so in this region at the opposite end there will be negative charge accumulation, and the region which is closer to this rod there will be deficiency of negative charge. That means I can say that in this region positive charge is developed. So near end, the near region there will be positive charge, far region there will be negative charge. Okay. Now what I am doing? Here this is my negative charge ring rod as it is. There is accumulation of positive charge at the closer end, accumulation of negative charge at the far end. Now I am providing earthing. This symbol is for earthing. That means I am connecting the sphere with the earth with help of this conducting wire. So what will happen? These electrons which are already here, they are experiencing negative force. So they want to move as far as possible. So now they have way. So through this rod they will reach to the earth. Okay, so these electrons will reach to the earth. As the electrons are reaching to the earth, this will remove. So now I have only positive charge. All the electrons has been removed. So now there are no electrons. Now what I am doing? I am removing this earthing wire also, and this negatively charged rod is as it is. So electrons has been removed, earthing wire also has been removed. But as we can say that there is force of attraction between this positive charge and this negative charge. Now I am removing this rod also. When I am removing this rod, this force of attraction is cancelled. So now this charge will get redistributed on the surface uniformly. So in this way my sphere becomes positively charged. So once again let us revise what is our requirement. I am having initially a neutral sphere and I want to make it positively charged without touching it. So I have kept the sphere on insulated stand. I have brought a negatively charged rod near to the sphere. Due to the force of attraction and force of repulsion, the negative charge will get repelled. It will reach to the opposite end. On nearer region there will development of positive charge. Then I am providing a earthing wire. Due to earthing wire, this excess negative charge, or we can say excess electron, will transfer to the ground. So now I have only positive charge and this rod. Okay, now I am removing this earthing wire also. Due to that, this will be the situation: negatively charged rod, positive charge near to the rod. Then I am removing this rod also. Due to that, this force of attraction due to this negative charge will also be removed, and hence the positive charge will redistributed among the surface of the sphere. As a result, we will get positively charged sphere. Now, my question. Instead of positive charge, if I want to make sphere negatively charged, what should we do? You have to write your answer with full explanation and you have to send it to me. Okay?